We are back now with Molly Jong-Fast. Her new memoir is called How to Lose Your Mother. It's about growing up as the daughter of Erica Jong, the author behind the revolutionary 1973 novel Fear of Flying. Welcome, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Intensely personal memoir, must have been hard to write. So why did you want to do it?
It was hard to write. And I did it because because this is the genre, right? I came from a literary tradition of you sit down at the computer and you open a vein, right? You tell everything. But when my husband got cancer and when things started to really go wrong in my life in 2023, I thought, this can help people. Like, I actually did think, like, I can barely get through this. I think writing will weirdly help me get through it. And then I was like, this is actually a pretty universal story.
For those who may not know, tell people about your mom.
So my mom is Erica Jong. She's a feminist author. She wrote a book called Fear of Flying in 1973. It hit at a moment when American women really needed
Exploded.
Yeah. And remember, the pill had become legal in 1964, Roe v. Wade in 1973, and it was this moment of a sort of galvanized feminism, a second-wave feminism, which went on to do great things, but unfortunately, they were not able to codify the ERA, the Equal Rights Amendment, and I think ultimately that's where it went wrong.
She was a force, a celebrity, a lover of celebrity.
Yes.
She also contracted dementia.
Yes, she did. She started having memory problems. And then it was a question of, what do you do? And as I was talking to my friends, basically all my friends are in this sandwich generation. And so, where you have these kids that you want to show up for, and you have these parents that you need to take care of. And the question is how? And it's so, even with advantages, I've had a lot of privileges, it's still a near impossible situation.
How are your mom and your husband doing right now?
So my husband is in remission, and it was like, and I think this book is really helpful when you have, at least I wrote it to be, helpful when you have a partner who has cancer. More than a third of all Americans will get cancer, which is an insane statistic. And we went through a lot of sort of back and forth about, what kind of, what treatments to do. We were at Sloan Kettering. It was an amazing experience. I write a lot about the doctor because she just was this fabulous doctor who really became kind of a part of our story. It turned out to be sort of the best case scenario, but because he was young and we were in this waiting room filled with older people, I had a lot of those feelings that you have about self-pity and why.
So what advice do you have? You're caring for your mom, you're caring for your husband. What advice do you have for these people caring with people who have serious health issues?
Put the oxygen mask on yourself first. Really do, like the things that I did, and I had just small self-care rituals that kept me from going crazy. I mean, first of all, I have been sober since I was 19, and I always like to say that because I want to destigmatize alcoholism and talk about it. So I had some self-care rituals already from being sober, but I did things like I ate ice cream for dinner. It was so helpful, I just didn't worry about dinner. I just had an ice cream. I went to bed at 8:30. If you get, 8 hours, 9 hours of sleep, almost anything is doable.
Boy, it's so true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Makes a huge, huge difference. I like that. Put the oxygen mask on yourself first.
100%.
Thank you for coming in. How to Lose Your Mother is available right now.